Hi everyone, Till here, and welcome to another short Star Wars The Republic guide. Today, we'll be talking about guilds. More specifically, on something you might encounter if you're a semi-new player, the guild purges, when suddenly a huge amount of players being removed from the guild, and some of the things to know about such things and why those happen. So, first let's open my guild window. As you can see in my guild, there is 960 members and currently 8 online. And there's one thing about it. In this game, every single guild has a maximum capacity of 1000 players. The characters, yeah? And you just cannot go above that number. And so we have to remember one thing about the guilds, especially in MMORPGs. The guilds, to stay relevant, to stay big, they have to have a constant flow of players, because sometimes your recruiter might recruit let's say, a level 8 character, a level 8 person, and that person just started to play the game, and it is possible, and it is like 70% of the cases, that player will not play a month later, because he's gonna create a new character, and either he's gonna be hooked up with the guild and will ask for an invite, or just gonna go somewhere else, or just completely stop playing. And so those people will be on inactive list very fast. Let's sort it out by the rank. Now I sorted out by the days inactive in a guild, and I tell you why those numbers are important in just a second. Let's look at the first initiate. There you go. Level 21, 43 days inactive. Level 27, level 17, and so on and so forth. And if recruiters will keep recruiting, they will fill up the numbers in the guild very fast. If you have, of course, good recruiters. I think I do. So, in order to make space for new players, many guilds implement at different times of how long you can be inactive in a guild not to be kicked. In my guild, because we have a really big flow of players, usually I'd say that the initiate can be inactive in a guild of maximum of 20 days, 15 if it's below level 20. Because if it's an initiate level, like here, 16 initiate, 43 days inactive, it is unlikely he's gonna return. And I can see that this is the first character of that person. Apparently he didn't get hooked up to the game, and he's not coming back anytime soon. Plus, if you have Discord, like we do, you can basically keep in touch. If someone joined the Discord as well, it's much easier to re-invite person. You can notify that, like, yo, I know you're inactive, no matter the cause, if you want to re-invite, just let us know. We don't block people from joining back if they return to the game after, let's say, a year. Those things happen. And if my guild fills up, and is really close to reaching 1000, like 995 or something, I do something called a purge. I usually pick the time, just like now. Right now it's the middle of the day, when everyone is at work. Most of the players, at least in my guild, are above 18. Many of them are way above 18. So most of people at this time, and it's September, are just working. So I pick time like this on the middle of the night, and however, surprisingly, sometimes you might find that many of your guildies will be playing in the middle of the night. I logged in at night, and I saw freaking 22 people online. I was like, nobody ever sleeps? And I look at myself like, oh yeah, right. And then, first I do a warning. This will be a test conducted, sort of. Usually I do something so people will not freak out on what's going on, because many people, you just give people a heads up, and some sort of warning that you are doing the purge of inactive people. Because if you just start removing people, people will freak out, like, oh, there's a sabotage going, and those happen. You have to be very careful. If you're a guild master, you have to be very careful who do you give a permission to remove a player. Because you might find someone who has issue with someone else, and he will just, yeah, purge your guild, like clean it and kick whoever he can, or she. So what I do, I use the officer chat. That's actually a very clever thing. officer chat can be seen in my guild by every member. You can just enable it with the permissions, yeah? I allowed regular members to just view the chat. So it works sort of like an announcement, because it has a different, by default, it has a different color, this pinkish, sort of. So what I do, get put on the helmets and get into the bunker. Now let me fix it. And get into the bunker. Usually when it's not enough people online, nobody will reply, but sometimes it's like, here we go again. Oh no, what's gonna happen now? So, and now I proceed with the purge. And first, I go with the lowest ranks. So even if I have people who are not here for like 120 days, first I go by initiates. To be fair, because if someone advanced in ranks, and we have a full rank, working rank system, it's best to get rid of the lowest rank to the highest. In our guild, to become at least a junior member, you really don't have to do much. So if you see initiates, well, someone didn't do any effort, yeah? And first I'm going from the lowest levels, and then level 75s as the last, because level 75s are generally valuable players, because they can do all the content. Member. There you go. We have a first reaction. I always been laughing about this emoticon, like sort of thing. Okay, newish. Okay, clever. And I go remove. Be very careful while you're clicking, because very close to it there's a ban from the guild. Okay, remove. As you can see, those are low players, yeah? That didn't get hooked up to the game, for example. Okay. That will be enough for now, I think. Yeah, let's get it to 50. And once we get it to 50, I'll proceed with some other things. This guide is also aimed, so I might be referring some things that some of you regular viewers might not understand, as some of it I'm addressing towards my guildies. Acquisition command. Is that Order 66? Yes. Execute Order 66. Okay, we have 50. I usually do a 50. I never go overboard with like removing half of my guild. So, and as you can see, I turned off the logs in this chat, but this one I still have it. So if you see, it kind of looks scary. Removed. All those things. Just purging some of the inactive players to make some more space. But now it is safe, so you can remove your helmets and get out of the bunker. Just make sure that you clean the mugs you used, so for the next time they are clean. There you go. And that's essentially what is Purge, at least in my guild. I'm trying to get a comical thing to it. I'm a jokester in the guild, so I'm trying to keep it entertaining while, okay, not really educating, when people just see that suddenly some big chunk of a guild is being removed. And you have to remember that we addressed some of those issues, as we are a pretty big guild. And like, for example, if you look, the conquest is not exactly an issue when we have 21 million. Yes, sure. You can keep the helmets. Oh, it's happy face. Okay. the other way around, not exactly around it, is when you have too many people, too much of a flow, and once you might encounter an issue, especially at winter. Those that haven't been playing much MMOs RPGs yet, winter is the best period for MMOs RPGs like this one. Because in the summer, people are going for the vacation, you know, it's summertime, all happy days. So the games in general are much less active than they are during winter. At winter, it's cold, most of the people sit at home if they have a free time, and they play games, for example. And same thing is over here. So at winter, when everyone is raiding, everyone is doing something, I'm talking specifically about Star Wars, you might encounter a problem that your recruiters out-recruited everything. That's good for the guild, because you can see like number of 60 players online at the same moment in a guild. We usually have that numbers around weekends, like 40, 50, sometimes 60, you know, depending on a day. You can sort of prevent over-recruiting from happening by just creating a secondary guild. For example, on this server, on the European server, you can find 2 Immortal Fleets, because we are, for those that don't know, we're the Immortal Fleet. And you can find 2 Immortal Fleets on the Imperial side, because the second guild has, again, capacity for 1,000 players. And the reason for that is many people had loads of alts. Alts, for those that don't know, alts is another character on your account. So, for example, you have 4 sorcerers or 3 warriors. You get the picture. And if you allow people to invite to your guild, like, and some people do that, no joke, 30 alts, that's already, just one person takes a lot of space in your guild. But you don't want to limit the person if it's your guildie. You can create something what I did, an alt guild. An alt guild is an Immortal Fleet with exactly same perks and same benefits you get if you're, for example, leveling. But it's in the other guild, so people can invite there as many alts as they want. And so far it's working nicely. People are just dumping the alts over there, and generally it's fine. We don't struggle. Same goes for the Republic Guild. Okay, on the Republic Guild we don't have that big of an issue, because Republic is generally much less populated on the European server. So we just have 1 Immortal Fleet over there. So you can find actually 3 Immortal Fleets on just 1 server. And those are all us. Funny enough. Some guilds like have 4 or 5. I think Struck My Wookiee has 4. If I remember. I love when the game gives me opportunity. Sorry, I have that habit of reading and checking the chat each time. Especially when you're a guild master. Anywho, if you guys have any questions, I'm talking now to the regular viewers, no, actually, to the viewers and to my guildies. If you have any questions regarding what's happening in the guilds, why certain thing happens, reach me in the comment section. For my guildies, reach me on our Discord as Silly. Yeah, for my regular viewers, if you're planning on making a guild, or you're struggling managing your guild, you can reach me out in the comment section below. I can make a step-by-step video how I tell how to do the basic management of the guild, so no one will rob your guild bank, no one will kick people that you don't want to, how to create ranks, and stuff and so on. As for this video, I think I've been rambling for long enough, so thank you everyone for watching, and well, I'll see you in the next one. See ya!